morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my fellow gentlemen. It is week 25. We are almost halfway through the year.
Almost.
And to start us off with this week's first episode, through some hard work from one of our favorite viewers and our favorite listeners, which will not be named, but she knows who she is, Miggy's got some information about what's been going on in the PWHL this past week.
I'm just saying, outdone herself. So there have been some signings, some re-signing, and even some trades in the PWHL recently.
People are moving.
Basically,
They moving fast.
people are moving and people are staying. So we are going to start with the people who have re-signed. Now, once again, we all know how Miggy is famous for butchering names. So, yeah, be ready.
Wow, you really set that up for like a. And this is why I'm famous for it. Here, it's like, yeah, that's a thing now.
Yeah.
Own it.
Yeah. Own the butcher
Yeah,
of
own the
words.
butchering. You're gonna be known for something.
So the people who have re-signed with their corresponding teams, Tamara Giaquinto signed a one-year contract in Montreal. She has played 12 games with the Victoire last season after being selected in the sixth round, 44th overall. Megan Warrener sounds like the cousin of Foreigner.
Yeah.
Warner?
It's like Warren with a little bit.
Also
extra.
signed a one-year deal with Montreal, and kind of earned Montreal's third goaltender spot. So the emergency goaltender.
Yeah.
But like with Desbiens first, like
Probably not a lot of playing time waiting for her. I'm gonna be honest. Ride the bench, get a championship.
Lily Delandier had a one-year contract with Seattle. She appeared in 24 games for Seattle. Lindy Lobdell also re-signed with Seattle. Katie Chan signed with Vancouver. Lauren Bernard had a 2-year contract in New York. She contributed with 2 assists in 30 games for New York. So she's more of a
off the stat sheet kind of.
Yeah, like you have her and she'll maybe get you that one play that'll help you out.
But she's more there for the plus minus than actual goal contribution.
And Denisa Krusova had a one-year contract in New York, won back-to-back Walter Cups with Minnesota before being traded to New York in 2025-2026 season. Then you have Claire DeGeorge, has a one-year contract in New York as well. Became last season, though, in Toronto and joined New York midway through the season, so probably at the trade deadline. Brooke Becker signed a one-year contract in Minnesota. She played 27 games in her rookie season. Sam Cogan has a 2-year contract in Minnesota. So has Elizabeth Gigier, Peyton Anderson. Minnesota signing a lot of players. And it's a lot of players who have played a lot of games for Minnesota.
So they're just sort of like re-signing their whole team at this rate.
They like their team. They don't want to change much. They want to add younger talent to it, and that's what they're doing.
I'm over here sitting like, what do you mean, these teams don't have most of their players locked down long term? And then I realized just how young this league still is.
So most of these contracts are just ending.
Yeah, they're just ending, and they're just generally short term anyways.
And talking about Minnesota, you also have Claire Butarak and Clara Heimlorva that also signed, both collectively, a one-year deal. Now, Boston did sign Raylan McKinnon. Don't know if she has any aliases to Nathan McKinnon. Maybe it's Nathan McKinnon when he's not playing in the NHL. Who knows?
Hey.
No, but she's pretty solid, so that's good for Boston. Gabriel David signed a 2-year contract in Seattle. Jade Downey Laundry signed a 2-year contract in Montreal. So did Alexandra Labelle. And then Boston proceeded to also sign Lauren Gable and Laura Klug to a 1 year and a 2 year contract deal. Like I said, like our listener did a phenomenal job sending me all this information.
It's a
Honestly,
lot of names. This
yeah,
feels like most of the league,
yeah.
just in players.
So Toronto then signed Woods, Monroe, and Messier to a 1, a 2, and a 1 year deal. And then Brooke Hobson signed with Ottawa. So did Brooke McGeach.
Brooke and Brooke.
Yeah, basically.
I hope they play on the same
Yeah.
line. I really hope they
CJ
do.
Jackson signed a 2 year contract in Seattle. Mano McMahon signed a 2 year with Vancouver. Gabby, I don't know why I said Gabby Rosenthal signed a 1 year contract in Vancouver as well. And then Boston proceeded to sign the following Mobley, Thiel, Shirley, Solner to all a 1 year contract. Now, Ottawa also signed a plethora of players as well, like Woodland, Riley, LaRocque, Mrazova. So, with Emily Clark gone, they're going to try to find kind of their new top player. And to finish this off, Abby Roque signed with Montreal for 2 years. And then Seattle signed Tejralova.
I'm gonna just sit here.
Shavzol
I'm gonna sit
and
here and let you
Brown.
sink.
All to 2 year contracts.
I am not helping you with any of these names.
Oh, Tehralova.
No, don't help him.
Trades did happen, but holy, now you got me all mixed up. Trades did happen before I go to players that have moved. Seattle, Nina Brick. That's an awesome name, by the way.
You mean a brick?
Yeah.
You
went
mean a
to-
brick?
Yeah, she went to Seattle, and no, she went to Ottawa for Jenna Buglioni. No, I said it right. Don't you look at that screen, Jay. I said it right. Buglioni, okay?
Okay.
Vegas received a number 13 and a number 49 pick for Vancouver's Abby Bourne and a 17th overall pick. Now all I got is Jay laughing at me because he checked and it was actually right.
I just thought you were mispronouncing baloney.
No, it's Buglioni. Get it right, Jay. Jeez. Anyways, now we get to the good and grippy stuff. People that have moved. Jay and Chris are giving me a weird look, so I feel like I've said something.
Phrasing.
Did you mean the good and gritty?
Is that not what I said?
That is not what
That
you
is
said,
not-
brother.
You said good and grippy.
I meant good and gritty, okay?
I sure hope
It's been
you
a
do.
long day. Yeah. Can't get a break with these two. Peyton Hemp
Never.
signed a 1 year contract with Hamilton. She was previously in Ottawa. Jamie Lee Rattray. That's an also a good game. We really need to have that whiteboard with awesome names on it. Signed a 2 year contract with Boston. Previously, no, not Boston. She previously played in Boston, but signed a 2 year contract in Toronto. So she'll be depressed. Dara Gregg signed a 2 year deal in Ottawa, where she would be playing, where her brother Greg is playing right now with the Senators. She previously was in Montreal. Jessie Eldridge signed a 2 year contract with Montreal, previously played with Boston, so she knows a lot of great hockey. Jada Habish played a 1 year contract with Vegas, previously played on Seattle. Taylor House, 1 year contract at Boston, spent her 2 previous seasons with Ottawa. And Amanda Boilier, a 2 year contract in Boston, played all 9 playoff games with Montreal in the previous season. And then the big one that I want to kind of sneak in before I go to the other ones, Emma Maltese had a 2 year contract in Montreal, one of the 5 players to have appeared in every game in Toronto's existence. So she'll be pretty happy to live in an actual hockey city.
An actual hockey city that's seen success.
Yep. Now we go to Kayla Vespa, who has signed a 2 year contract in Hamilton. and has spent her 3 previous seasons in New York. So she is a faithful gal to the team that she signs with, and the team seems to like her enough to not want to trade her. Alexa Vasco, 2-year with Hamilton, spent the previous 2 years in Ottawa. Alina Chuli, 2 years in New York. Dominika Laskova, 1 year in Vancouver. Mia Biotti, 1 year in Detroit. She earned a reserve contract with Boston following training camp for 2025-2026. So basically, if anybody got injured, she would be called up.
Yeah.
Stephanie Markowski had a 2-year contract in Detroit. Melissa Chanel Watkins has a 2-year contract in Detroit. Now, this is San Jose's first free agent signing. Christine De La Rovere had a 1-year contract. She split her previous season between Toronto and the Italian national team. Abby Levy had a 1-year contract in San Jose. Vegas signed Natalie Snodgrass. That's an interesting name.
It's an unfortunate name.
1-year contract to Seattle is what Emma Newton got. Olivia Wallen had a 1-year contract in Detroit. Alice Filbert had a 2-year contract in Detroit. And to finish this off, Noemi Noboriava had a 1-year contract in Seattle after playing a split season between Boston and UV Zug in Switzerland.
Props to you for that last name. Because I'm staring at this first name and I keep trying to say Naomi, and it's not. It is Noemi.
Yeah, it's the French version.
Yeah. Huh. Well,
It's why
props to
the
you.
French guy got it.
Yeah, the one name that you have some insight on how to say.
I will say that Hamilton, as much as they didn't sign a lot of free agents, compared to teams like Detroit and Montreal and teams like that, they look scary, man. They look like they can be a contender from the get-go. So we'll definitely have to watch those guys for sure. Now, as you guys all know, the Victoire are first. So just how it is,
Wow, suffering from success over there, huh, bud?
Yeah. Well, it was a hard loss, okay, for Montreal in the Eastern Conference Final, okay, so I'll take it. Anyways, to the NHL now. A lot has happened. A lot of trades, not a lot of signings, because that opens up July 1st. But a lot has happened.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start with the one that I don't like. Mike Babcock getting hired as the Oilers head coach.
Yeah, I am 100% on the bandwagon of him just not being affiliated with the NHL ever again, but here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's apparently the league didn't find anything to oppose it. I stated some things that should have opposed it. So
all I'm saying is that they have enough money that they could make up something to oppose it and then cover it up.
Yeah, basically at this point. Ryan Gregg named the head coach of Vegas. So Vegas, in the span of 4 months, went through 3 coaches, head coach.
Impressive.
Toronto hired Jim Hiller. I'm going to tell you this now. I don't know who that guy is. And usually when someone hires, ask Chris, I'm the first one to know who that coach is.
If it's hockey, you'll know.
Yeah.
The fact that you don't know is weird.
Yeah, it was interesting. Utah re-signed their head coach as well as hired Adam Foote as their assistant coach. So that was interesting. I'm not surprised that Adam Foote found a job so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very good coach. He was just stuck on a team that struggled, as you would know.
You know what?
I'm just stating the fact, okay?
You know what? I don't need call-outs like this. Even when you were going through the signings of the PWHL, the moment Vancouver gets mentioned, you freaking gestured towards me. I saw that.
Hey, man. You're a diehard Vancouver fan. I'm just showing support.
That's not support. That's targeting. That's a penalty in hockey.
2 minutes.
2 minutes in the corner.
It could be up to 5.
In the corner.
2 minutes for instigating.
Yeah.
I don't think they even call instigating anymore. They just make up something else now. Anyways, now officially, Jonathan Toews retires after not playing for 2 years, coming back to play with Winnipeg and playing one season, and then going, okay, I'm good.
I mean, makes sense. He took a 2-year break, said, I think I got one more in me. He had that one more in him, and then he said, yeah, no more.
Yeah, well, he was working on his health too those 2 years, so the fact that he came back after people were like, oh, he can't come back, he won't be able to produce, and he still managed to get a couple of points. So
yeah.
there's that. Now, I want to talk about some of these trades before we go into the re-signs and the Hall of Fame class of 2026.
There have been some juicy trades already in the NHL offseason.
So we're going to keep the real juicy one at the end, and you know which one I'm talking about.
Well, yeah.
We're going to start with Jordan Kyrou going to Washington. And in return, St. Louis gets Connor McMichael, a prospect called Milton Gastrin. That is a very unfortunate name now that I say it out loud. Because, I said it, and in my head it sounded like milk and gastric.
Oh, she better.
And a 2026 first-round pick, which is the number 16th overall.
His nickname is just going to be gastric acid.
Yeah. I will say, I would have been probably happy with receiving Connor McMichael and Milton Gastrin. The fact they were able to sneak a first-round pick, and it's such a high first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, McMichael had a career year last year, and I think had 60-something points. I think he got more points than Kyrou last year. So, the fact that St. Louis was able to go, fishing and getting the big sturgeon is crazy. But Jordan Kyrou does meet his old minor league teammate on the Capitals with Jacob Tricken. So now another trade. Ottawa, after doing that big blockbuster trade that we're going to get into later, did a trade with San Jose. So they traded a first overall, a first round pick, 9th overall.
Okay.
So right now, San Jose has the 2nd and the 9th. Ottawa, in return, got William Eklund, which is great for a rebuild because that's where they're going right now.
Oh, yeah.
Kasper Helteman, which is a prospect, and Brandon Svoboda, which is another prospect.
Well, I mean, Ottawa had a disappointing postseason.
Yeah.
There's no kind way to put it. They had a disappointing postseason. So them, looking rebuild immediately is very on par.
Now, Calgary, and my buddy, who is a big Calgary fan, is going to love this. So, Calgary got Maxim Spolkovkov, which is a forward. He's been shipped around a couple of times. And then also got defenseman Simon Nemec. Now, Simon Nemec was drafted 2nd overall a couple of years ago. And apparently just not going well. And New Jersey just doesn't seem. But they shipped him to Calgary, which we saw from last year. Calgary was struggling. They weren't far off from, I think they were 29th or 28th.
Calgary and Vancouver were fighting for dead last for most of the season.
Yeah. So that could help with a little boost for Calgary in the defensive. And so Splukov is also a very strong power forward. Now the New Jersey in return got defenseman Etienne Morin, a 2026 second-round pick, and 2 conditional picks for a first-round pick in 2027 and 2028. Now, I wasn't able to find what those conditions are. When I find them, I will share, but as of now, that's what we have. Now, Chicago trading for Bowen Byram. You remember a week ago when I was telling you that they are not building around Bedard. They are leaving him out to dry.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good step.
This is a step in the right direction.
Byram is a good step.
Although, quite frankly, any direction was better than what they were going in.
He is a strong defenseman. And Jordan Greenway, well, we know Greenway. He's physical. So
I mean, you certainly know who Greenway
Yeah.
is. It's the first time I've seen this guy's name.
yeah, he's physical. Now Buffalo in return got defenseman Louis Crevier. He's young, so he'll fit in the scheme of Buffalo themselves. But they also got the 4th overall pick in 2026 and the 45th overall pick in 2026, which is the second round, like number 13.
45th is second round, number 15.
No, 32 teams.
32 teams. Yes, sorry.
We're not
Yes,
basketball
yes,
here.
yes. You're right.
We're elite.
You're right. I don't know about that one.
And the Leafs decided to make a trade, and I saw the Leafs going for a trade, and I was like, look, I'm a Habs fan. I don't like the Leafs. I don't know if it's shown in the last couple of episodes.
No, I haven't noticed.
But I don't like the Leafs. So I was like, but you know what? There's so many free agents. There's so many people that are like, look, I'm tired of this team. Like, it's not going the way, or they just want out, or teams want to refresh. I was like, look, maybe they'll get a player they need. They traded a player that they really needed.
Like, traded for a player that they really needed?
No.
Traded him out.
They traded away a player that they really needed.
A player that the team liked, that was doing good, and was not the reason why they sucked, got traded out.
Okay.
Kind of sounds like the Marner situation.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Wool and defenseman Simon Benoit got traded to Philly and received goalie Samuel Earson. Well, Samuel Earson's a good goalie, but still a little under Wool.
Oh, yeah.
Defenseman Emil Andre, which is a prospect. He's supposed to be fantastic. And a 2026 third round pick.
So they downgraded and got a third round pick.
Yes. And a potential.
I mean, that's lost value. Just outright. Unless something very much changes.
Yeah. Now, Sharks also made another trade. So the Sharks were already scary last year until they kind of had a fall off towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're making these trades that are like, okay, so Michael Kesselring got sent to the Sharks for a first round pick. And Buffalo received the 20th overall 2026 first round pick.
And the first round pick that the Sharks got was the 26th,
Yes.
correct?
So,
okay. So the Sharks...
I feel like the Sharks like Buffalo wanted that 20th, so they have someone in mind.
Oh, absolutely. They're trading up in the draft, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
And you only do that when you're scared the person that you want isn't going to be there.
Yeah.
And I think that Michael Kesselring was just a little
Well, right, like it's the added value that you have to add on top when you're saying, "Hey, you have a higher pick than me. I want it."
Yeah.
Right?
And then Toronto also traded for Daryl Radish, which he had a phenomenal year last year. But Tampa only received a 5th round pick for a defenseman who almost went point per game last year. And then Toronto signed him 8 years for an average of 8.5 a year. So they got him for pennies. And then Radish was like, I want the pennies.
You traded me for pennies, but I'm worth more pennies.
Yeah. So, are you ready for this one?
Is this the big one?
Just the big one.
Is this the one you've been teasing me about for the past 15 minutes?
Little tickle.
Yeah. All right, give it to me straight. What's going on here?
So, we all love Ottawa. Not.
I was like, very debatable.
We all love Florida. Not.
Only the weather. Only the weather.
Brady Tkachuk is meeting his brother in Florida. And as it shows right now, as people have mocked up the lineups, it is Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Bennett, Brady Tkachuk on the second line of Florida.
I am taking bets right now.
On how many suspensions there's going to be.
Not even just that. I'm taking an over-under on how many games we see all three of them actually be allowed to play.
Fair. On the same line.
Yeah.
So in return,
penalty minutes. Oh no.
Ottawa receives 2 first-round picks for this year, a first-rounder for 2029, and a second-round pick for 2030. So with all of that, Ottawa didn't get a player back after trading away their star captain.
To be fair, their star captain was pretty adamant on being very anti-Canada,
Yeah.
in the last international competition. And I don't think you want that kind of guy leading your team as a Canadian-based team.
Yeah, exactly.
And quite frankly, having a crayon muncher as the guy leading you is also a very questionable business choice.
Yeah. So
And from what I hear, the crayons in America are extra savory and extra radioactive. So I'm pretty sure that's why he went and met up with his brother.
yeah. So now for teams who have re-signed players that they already have, because like I said earlier, July 1st is when free agency opens. Edmonton signs defenseman Connor Murphy to a 5 years, 4.1 average a year, which honestly, stellar deal. And then they kept it going. I made it a fact. I told you this. For Edmonton to keep going, they need to sign Jason Dickinson. Well, they signed Jason Dickinson, 5 years, 4 mil average.
Not bad.
So they just locked in 2 young players, and it's going to cost them 8.1 mil a year on average for the next 5 years for these 2 players.
Cheap. They got away with these signings cheap.
Yeah.
There are teams that could have very easily either hesitated or stressed themselves out enough and offered double what they just signed those 2 for.
And then the Kraken signed Bobby McMahon for a 6 years, 6-year deal for an average annual value of 5.75 mil. So that was also a very good deal because he is one of their top guys. So other than that, I'm pretty sure that's a wrap on hockey. Now here's the one that kind of got me pumping is the CFL. The CFL had me pumping for about 20 minutes, and that's about it.
What? Dude.
Pause.
Dude. I need to sit down with you and go through the English language on what things you're allowed to say that don't sound weird.
It's the lost in translation with the French and the English, okay?
Okay, Frenchman.
So, now that you make fun of me, I'm going to make fun of you.
Go for it.
BC get their BTA from Hamilton.
Oh, I already knew about that.
I don't care.
You can't make fun of me if I've already made fun of myself.
Hamilton scored 27 points in the first half. Hamilton also only had 39 plays to BC's 66 plays. Also only had 347 total yards to BC's 444 yards.
BC just couldn't finish.
Yeah. BC right receiver Senecal had 120 yards on 9 receptions. Their kicker went a solid 4 for 4. Hamilton's receiving was more or less well balanced. Like there was no one over 80 yards. Hamilton Hill with a big game, recording double-digit tackles.
So the guy's name isn't Hamilton Hill. It's the player with the last name Hill that plays for Hamilton, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Hamilton's B. Hill with a big recording double-digit tackles. That's what that is.
That's the note? Okay.
Yeah. Now, as that wasn't impressive enough, Toronto beats Ottawa 44-24.
Is this a game that Toronto versus Ottawa is just a CFL game that I hope both teams lose?
Yeah.
You know?
But at least this one makes sense. Like Toronto almost doubled the Red Blacks score. Argos had 522 total yards, and 424 of those were passing yards. But as Argos did win, their QB had 4 interceptions and went 25 for 32, which means, like, yes, there's only 3 incompletions.
You mean 7?
Well, no, because yeah,
I
it's
know what you
3
mean. I know what you mean.
incompletions and 4 interceptions.
Yes, I know what you
So
mean.
yeah, like you won by a big margin, but you're kind of
You got lucky.
yeah, you're kind of happy that your defenseman went like, "Oh, you got an interception? We'll get the ball back for you, there, boss." Red Blacks QB went 25 for 40 with 2 interceptions. Argos Metal had 8 receptions and went for 178 yards. Because why not? Ungreer the third had 3 receptions for 82 yards. Argos Dark Angelo, one of the Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And Red Blacks Morgan had 10 tackles each. And Edenhart had 129 yards on 8 receptions. Now, Montreal versus Edmonton. Jay, your prediction's not starting to look good, bud. You said 7-11. They're 2-0 right now.
The downfall will happen.
Last time they were 2-0 was in 2019.
Did they win that year?
No.
Okay, good.
They went 10-7.
If it's the other way around, I'll still
Hey,
take it.
Look. If Jay and I know anything about losing streaks, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Face had 19 attempts for 91 yards. So for your running back, it's all right. Like any running back that gets close to 100 is good.
But on 20 attempts, that's
you're not pushing 5 yards per attempt.
yeah.
So Philpott continues his dominant start. 8 receptions for 120 yards, which brings his season start, and these are just the 2 games, to 389 yards on 24 receptions for an average of 16.2 yards per receptions. That is crazy numbers.
First down machine.
Yeah, it's more than first down. You throw it to him, it's first down. Edmonton Rankin went 179 rushing yards on 18 carries. That is a monster game. The rush game helped. So Edmonton's rushing is fantastic, but the receiving effort in this game was kind of mid.
Bad is the word I think you're looking for.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
Well, like a high school football team could have probably put up better numbers.
So bad.
Yeah, like Jay could have put up better numbers.
I don't know about that.
If you see me, no.
No, you have to remember when you're talking about Jay, if you say he can put up numbers in football, he's thinking about the wrong sport.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the sport that I'm thinking about, then maybe.
Now this is the one that got my heart racing. Is that better there, Chris?
I mean, I guess your heart could be pumping.
No, pumping. So at one point, the Riders were up 31-17, and then 10 minutes later, I get a notification. It's 31-31. I was enjoying a barbecue. I was no longer enjoying said barbecue because then I was stuck to my phone going. But we did manage to get the win, 40-37. Rough Riders continue their 2-0 start, and the only team that are 2-0 right now are my team and Jay's team.
It's okay. My team will go on a win streak. I can feel it.
Your team's 0-2.
Yeah, they just need a win streak.
Okay, bud.
Yeah. It's happened before. They'll do it.
Riders runbacker Wallet went 84 yards and 18 carries. Not too bad. Schaefer Baker had another good game, 130 yards and 8 reception, which brings his start of 295 yards on 19 receptions for an average of 15.5 per reception. Calgary D. Mills went 105 yards on 15 carries. Now that's solid for that is more than 5 yards per carry. That you're getting close to that 8.
Yeah, got our baseline.
Yeah. The air attack was well distributed on the Stampeder side. You had like 3 guys that were in the high 80s, and then 3 guys that were in the high 50s, and then 1 guy that was at low 10s. But other than that, it was well distributed. Lee from the Stampeders had 9 tackles, and the Riders were a perfect 4 for 4 in the red zone. So we got in the red zone, we scored. We don't go in the red zone, we don't score. Well, we still do technically, but because yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this one.
I really don't know.
All right, next week's games though. I know where I'm going with this
Oh, I've looked ahead already. I'm excited for this coming week.
one. Thursday the 25th, the Elks will play the Bombers. Go Elks. Friday.
No. Go Bombers, because we want the Elks to lose, so the Jays' prediction comes true.
Nah, never go Bombers. Nah. Friday, June 26th, Argos play the Riders. Go Riders. Saturday, Lions beat the Stampeders. I don't not like the Lions, but I do not like the Beaters, so go Lions. And Sunday, the 28th, the Red Blacks play versus the Birds. Go Red Blacks. And Hamilton has a bye. So, and for Jay giving me that weird look, the Birds is Montreal.
And we're
The Alouettes.
okay.
Yeah, he's a Frenchman who, lived in Quebec and
Grew up in
everything,
Quebec.
and just doesn't like the Montreal Alouettes.
All right.
Because when I grew up, they sucked. Real bad. Like, real bad.
Yeah, now they're fine.
Yeah, well, I wasn't following CFL back then either, and then I moved here and they bled CFL, so I was like, well, I gotta join. Like, you're anything but Rider here, you get shot. So
I'm still standing. I haven't been shot yet.
yeah, but you haven't really.
You're
told me.
surrounded by people who are not that interested in CFL. You go to the hospital and talk about not being a writer. You're gonna get shot by a doctor.
Yeah.
You guys, I don't think you guys understand. I used to go to church, and them some really passionate Rough Riders fans in there.
Uh-huh.
And I wouldn't be surprised if some of them thought about it. Because me and my mom, especially when the Lions won the Grey Cup a few years ago, we walked into church service that following Sunday morning.
Do not tell me you were wearing the jerseys.
Oh no, we didn't own a jersey. We didn't have the money for that. But did we go around smiling while all the people were going, "Oh, the Riders lost. Why are you smiling?" "Oh, well, the Lions won."
You are lucky you made it out of there.
So to answer you guys both on the you haven't been shot because you're lucky. No, I've been close.
You a lucky bastard.
I've been close.
What you
I've been
mean?
close. And you know what?
That's all I got for football before we go into a contingency plan on how to save Chris.
Wait, so no NFL?
Nothing in NFL except for Kyle Pitt getting re-signed with Atlanta.
Okay. Well, the NBA's not got a whole lot except for two major deals.
Yeah, Florida went AWOL on deals.
Yeah, apparently Florida's getting the Chuck and everybody else. So before I get into those, the NBA is entering its offseason. Here are some of the key days. So June 23rd, which is today, is the first round of the 2026 NBA draft. I think the draft actually the first round of the draft just concluded. Like, we just got through. So I will report on that next week. Second round of the draft is tomorrow, June 24th. And that is it for the draft. The NBA only has 2 rounds. We have 60 picks. That's it. June 30th is when free agency negotiation begins. No free agency signings can happen yet, but June 30th is when teams and players can start negotiating those deals.
So they give like a week time for players to go to different teams and talk to different people before signing?
Yes.
Oh, and NHL is like, we like you. Here's this. Do you want to sign? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so proper free agency doesn't actually start until July 6th. That's when all the signings can start happening. Now, July 3rd through 19th is when we're going to have our NBA Summer Leagues. And those are going to be the California Classic Summer League, which is going to be July 3rd through 6th. The Salt Lake City Summer League, which is 4th through 7th. And then the NBA Summer League, which will be the 9th through the 19th. So that is essentially the rookie preseason of the NBA, if you want to put it that way. August 14th and 15th, that weekend, is the 2026 Hall of Fame enrichment weekend. So we'll have our inductees, all those ceremonies, all that pizzazz. Then the NBA preseason will be October 9th and 11th.
I'm gonna cut you off, and I just realized I didn't say my Hall of Fame class of 2026.
All right, we taking a rewind, boys.
I'm
Damn
just
it,
gonna.
Biggie.
I'm just gonna.
That's too much editing.
I'm just gonna name 6 of them. So Curly made it. Bork made it. Patrice Bergeron. Everybody knows who Patrice Bergeron is. Keith Kachuk. I don't understand why he's in there, but I guess he's in there. And, well, Chris is going to like these two. Pekka Rinne and Carey Price.
Them goalie boys.
Yeah, both made it. They are now part of the history books forever.
Very, very deserving.
Yeah.
And that, I think anybody would say that. Not even just me as a goalie guy. I mean, Price and Rinne were monsters of their time.
Now, back to your regular scheduled program of basketball.
Yeah, now back to the part where Mickey, doesn't interrupt me as I'm going through my basketball stuff. We have had some re-signings. Those are allowed to happen. So I'll go through some of them. D'Angelo Russell, he opts into his player option with Washington. So he will get paid $6 million this next year. Contagious Caldwell Pope will also be opting into his player option with Memphis. He'll be making $21.6 million this coming year. Colin Gillespie is re-signing with Phoenix. It'll be a 4-year, $48 million deal extension. Jordan Goodwin is also re-signing with Phoenix. It'll be for 3 years and $19 million. CJ McCollum, the guy who almost alone beat the New York Knicks more than any of the other teams in the playoffs did. He is extending with Atlanta. He will be going for 1 year and $21 million. Ayo Dosunmu, the guy on the Timberwolves that had just an absolute breakout postseason. He is re-signing with Minnesota for 5 years, $112 million.
Big money.
They have locked him down long term. With that much money, I expect him to be more of a running mate with Anthony Edwards than his backup.
Yep.
That's a lot of money. Aaron Wiggins, who had been playing for OKC, is headed to Atlanta. OKC is getting a 2030 second round draft pick and a 2032 second round draft pick from Atlanta. So not the biggest kind of move, but a few picks go back to OKC for a young prospect and a young guy who's got a lot of upside that they just don't have space for. And Atlanta gets another young guy that they can hopefully work on and hopefully get some value out of. Now, the 2 biggest trades so far. The first one kind of hits Miggy a little bit hard because it involves the Timberwolves again.
Yeah.
Julius Randle is going to the Brooklyn Nets. And this trade, even though I'm reading through it again, still confuses me. So the Brooklyn Nets are receiving Julius Randle and the 2026 number 28 pick.
Yep.
So it's a first round pick. Now, this whole Julius Randle trade is actually a 3-team trade, so Chicago's involved in this. Chicago is receiving Nick Claxton from Brooklyn. Minnesota is receiving Mo Guye from Chicago, but it's a non-guaranteed sort of like contract, so they don't even have to keep him on the team if they don't want to. And the 2026 number 33 pick from Brooklyn. So for all intents and purposes, Minnesota gave up Julius Randle and the number 28 pick in this year's draft for the number 33 pick. And if that doesn't make sense to any of you out there, don't worry, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
Or you don't know ball.
Or I don't know ball. I had been reading somewhere that Minnesota was just really desperate to ship out Julius Randle's contract. Like, I think that was the biggest thing. Like, he's getting paid, I think it's about $30 million a year.
Oh, so he has a big contract.
He's got a really big contract for a couple more years. And they wanted to move on from that contract so they have the cap space to re-sign Iota Sumner. Now, Julius Randle's an all-star. He was your second best player this past year alongside Anthony Edwards. So getting rid of him and moving down in this year's draft just to clear up cap space is... it's kind of... Honestly, I think it's a bad deal. It's not a deal I'd take.
Now I gotta see Timberwolves struggling.
Okay, you have Anthony Edwards. Hopefully he doesn't leave like a different superstar that has finally managed to get out of whatever situation he didn't want to be in.
Okay, he got freed.
Giannis Antetokounmpo gets traded to Miami. And actually, I'm going to come back to that comment of yours, Miggy, about him getting free, because there's some interesting backstory to this whole trade. So Miami is going to receive Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis. So a two-time MVP and one of the best players in the league and a future Hall of Famer, and Bobby Portis, who is a solid role player. And Milwaukee receives Tyler Hero, Kasparas Yakusionis, Jaime Hawkins Jr., and Kyle Ware. 3 first-round picks in 2026, so this year, 2031, and 2033, as well as a pick swap in 2030 and a second-round draft pick in 2033. So for Giannis and Bobby Portis, but mainly for Giannis, the Bucks are getting 4 players, 3 first-round picks, and 2 other picks within the next, 7 years. Now, to go back on your comment about Giannis finally being free, I did a little bit of digging, and I found some interesting kind of, viewpoints on the last 7 years of Giannis and the Bucks.
Okay.
Now, if you just look at last season, you can kind of think, okay, Giannis is stuck. The Bucks trapped him or whatever. He wants out. They didn't trade him. They're an awful team, yada, yada, yada. Now, if you go back in the last 7 or 8 years, it was actually the Bucks who were stuck with Giannis. And you might be thinking, how is that bad? You're stuck with a superstar. Here's the issue. Giannis had so much just power in terms of the organization. Basically, anything he wanted in terms of trades, players, and coaches, Milwaukee abided by. So, years ago, I think the Milwaukee Bucks won the championship in 21. It was. A year prior, apparently, Giannis had made mention, sort of like on a recorded newsletter, basically like, hey, are you going to sign the Supermax extension? And he basically went, oh, I don't know. I'll see what Milwaukee does. If that isn't guilt tripping or kind of like power struggling it, I don't know what is. Because you are publicly saying, hey, I'm not going to sign with you unless you do something. And something that I want you to do. Milwaukee goes out and trades for Drew Holiday. Now, mind you, they do win the championship that next year. Still not the end of the saga, though, because now we're going into, but now, we're going post-championship. At some point, they fired the coach that brought them that championship because Giannis wasn't happy with it. They brought in a coach that Giannis picked. That coach, in that same season, they started 30-13. And that coach got fired because Giannis didn't like the way he was coaching, even though they were winning. Fast forward a little bit more. Giannis forces Milwaukee's hand again by basically being like, hey, I need y'all to make some moves so that like this team is a championship contender like I want them to be, or else I'm leaving. And the thing is Milwaukee is a very small market city and team. So they're kind of sitting there going like, we have the superstar. If he leaves, it's not like we're going to get free agents. People don't want to go to Milwaukee to play as they would LA. So he forces their hand again. They make another kind of quote unquote negative deal for Damian Lillard. And that just didn't work due to injuries and all that stuff. So fast forward to now, the team sucks. Giannis is unhappy. The Bucks gave up a whole bunch of draft picks and draft capital, as well as the fact that they are still paying Damian Lillard, I think it's it's either 20 or 30 million a year because they waived him and they still owed him money. So they're paying a guy to not play for them. And they're just like extending how long they have to pay the total over. So it's kind of this really toxic relationship between player and team where the player's really good and the team's kind of listening to the player and what they want. But now it's come full circle and has bit both sides in the ass. Now, to this trade right here, Miami gets a superstar, a proper superstar, and a good role player. Here's the issue. Miami now has Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bam Adebayo. Two players who play very similarly and both want to be right near the basket, which means they're going to get in each other's way constantly. The Heat don't have the shooting to actually space the floor out for both of them to operate. Or rather, the Heat did have the shooting, but they traded that shooting away for Giannis in Tyler Hero. Now, Tyler Hero is a 20-point per game guy. He's an all-star. Jaime Jaquez is a 6th Man of the Year candidate and a very promising young player. Kyle Ware is one of the most promising young big men in the league. So the Bucks went from a situation of we are stuck with an unhappy superstar and have no drafts, no trade value, nothing, to, oh, we can actually rebuild from this and we have something to rebuild from. And the Heat went from we are stuck in a loop of being mediocre to we have our superstar, we'll figure the rest out. Is it a win-win trade? On paper, yes. I think, funny enough, Milwaukee won this trade.
Okay. And just because of the two big guys who play the same style.
Yes. The Heat are in a kind of messy situation of they have two players who are too similar and do the same thing. That one of them is going to have to basically take a back seat on their own efficiency, their own numbers, and how well they play. And it's going to be Bam Adebayo that takes that back seat.
Yeah, because no one's going to want.
Exactly. So I genuinely think that the loser in all of this is Bam Adebayo. Because instead of being the guy on your team, now mind you, Bam Adebayo isn't a superstar, he's an all-star, but still the guy on your team, to your team going and getting somebody who does all the same things you do, but better.
Is bigger.
Yeah. Now you are a very good player that's second fiddle, but you have nowhere to fit.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for him. That's kind of the biggest thing going on in the NBA right now. Now, as I said, the draft is going to conclude tomorrow, so we'll report on that next week. And some of these re-signings and trades are going to continue happening over the course of the next week. Now, with free agency starting in 2 weeks, there are some players that are going to be free agents this summer that I am going to be taking very close looks at. I'm going to be keeping my eye on. Jalen Duren from the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
It's kind of Cade Cunningham's running mate, and but he had a very poor, playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see if Detroit actually re-signs him or not, or if he actually gets.
Well, he had a good season, but like I said, teams want players that have good seasons and good playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So having a good season and then being quiet in playoffs is not always the best of look.
He's still young. He was one of the players that was with Cade sort of the last number of years while Detroit was struggling and getting better. So I'm assuming they're going to re-sign him, but you never know. Austin Reeves from the Lakers. He has basically non-verbally said that he's going to test free agency because he opted out of his player option for his contract and is going to test free agency this year. There's a good chance he's not a Laker. Jaylen Brown, the Boston Celtics savior of this past season, there is no guarantee that he is a Celtic next year.
I'll take him in the Wolves.
Right. Kawhi Leonard, there have been some rumors around him.
No, like take it back for a second.
Mhm.
Brown and Ant.
You are immediately one of the top 3 contender. Immediately, without exaggeration. You have that kind of duo. I don't care what the rest of your team
And you
looks
have
like.
to go by.
Yeah, you have Gobert, you have Desaulniers now,
Yeah.
right? You have the guys. You just need to find guys who aren't going to throw the game away to just surround them with.
That was the biggest issue I saw because I watched a game or two, and the 2 games that I watched during the playoffs, our secondary was the biggest reason to why the Wolves didn't
Yes.
keep going.
After Anthony Edwards, that team runs out of steam fast.
Yeah.
There's no other good primary ball handler and scorer. So I think you're right. Maybe the Timberwolves are looking into Brown. It'll be interesting. He's a free agent. Kawhi Leonard, lots of teams are looking at him. When he's healthy, he's one of the best players. Now hear me out. And everyone just goes to the Timberwolves. Norman Powell, I think he averaged something like 25 points a game this year. It's just that he was out for a lot of time with injuries.
Okay.
With the Heat. So I'm not sure if they're going to re-sign him, but I think they're looking to re-sign him, especially with the fact that they need shooting around Giannis. Kristaps Porzingis, he's sort of coming back from injury and whatnot. He's going to be a free agent
Now,
this
do you
year.
think he did enough? Because he got traded, right, at the deadline?
Porzingis?
Yes.
Oh, goodness. No, or was he? Porzingis' timeline has been so weird because he's been on and off injuries and been traded and signed here. It was, oh my goodness, was it this past year? Let's assume it was.
Do you think he did enough of an impression on the team that they would want to re-sign him?
I think they need to re-sign him. Curry's probably going to retire soon. Draymond Green is barely a player anymore. And that Warriors team is so young and inexperienced otherwise, they kind of need a guy like him that actually knows how to play and knows the league.
So kind of as a mentor to shape up the young ones.
He's hitting that.
You don't need to play all the time, but
no,
you're there to coach up the guys.
He's hitting that veteran status, but he is also still a very good player.
Yeah,
he's just injuries. Benedict Mathurin, who went over to the Clippers this past year from the Pacers, he is going to be drawing a lot of attention. And I don't know if the Clippers have the cap space to keep him. Trae Young.
No, I heard rumors that Trae and the Wizards are getting close to a supermax deal.
Which would be very... I don't like it. I don't think he's worth that much. But the Wizards, between sort of what they're hoping to get in this draft and the fact that Anthony Davis is hopefully healthy next year, and Alex Sarr,
they could potentially be a dark horse.
They're looking to be a dark horse. I'm just scared that they're going to over-index into it,
overcommit. With the pieces that they have already.
Yeah, because all of their pieces are very non-guaranteed. It's a lot of hopefuls and a lot of I hope this goes right. Miles Turner, who was another guy who was signed by Milwaukee in Milwaukee's attempt to keep Giannis happy from the past few years. He's going to be a free agent, and he's kind of one of those players that any team would really be okay with. He's 7 feet tall. He shoots the three. He defends the rim well and whatnot, but we'll have to see where he ends up. Jonathan Kuminga, after finally being traded away from the Warriors, played very well in Atlanta.
He did. There was times. So for people that are listening, me and Chris kind of look like nerds and dorks when we do our research. And I know we know when something's good, and Chris's tell is he'll be on his computer, and you'll hear the clicking and the keyboard tapping and everything, and then all you hear is just him going, huh, and slowly backing up in his chair, hand behind his head, going,
It makes it even better that my office chair is so loud.
Yeah.
It's so creaky.
But then you have me, who I do most of mine on my tablet because my laptop's kind of weird. and like I'll be like scrolling and scrolling, and all of a sudden you're like, and then all you'll see is Chris going, "What?"
It's the slow turn in. What did you find? I want to know.
So we all have our tells on when we find something, for a lack of a better word, juicy.
I feel like Jay's tell isn't even a tell. It's more of a, hey, look what I found on my phone.
Yeah, that's his tell.
My tell is the first thing I found out. You're gonna find out the next second.
Dude, it's literally in his walk. You'll know. Phone in hand, confident stride, like almost exaggerated step, and look what I found. And he'll wait there.
It's like a predator just on the hunt. It's like, I have found you. His tell is that he tells you he found something.
Yeah.
I do not keep it to myself.
The last two free agents that are interesting is Mitchell Robinson, who was the backup center for the New York Knicks. So he just won a championship. He's gonna be looking for some money.
Some big money.
Some big money. So I don't know if
the
you
Knicks have that big money.
I don't know. You've got Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Miles Bridges. You've got guys who are
Making
OG
money.
Anunoby, like this. And then the last free agent that is important to me specifically is my man Sandro Mamukalishvili for the Raptors. I need the Toronto Raptors to re-sign this man.
You have been fangirling over this guy and the Raptors. What was the word he used that one time? The absolute need that they need him signed.
I need them to re-sign this man. Partially because they as a team need him, because I want him to stay, and because my mom really likes him as a player, and I don't want that lady to be heartbroken.
This guy's going off of his mama's heart here.
Mamu, I need you to re-sign for my mama.
Mamu, sign for my mama, bro.
I need that on a shirt. Mamu, sign for my mama.
Mamu, sign mama.
No. So yeah, that's all I got for free agency so far. The free agency is gonna get real spicy in a couple weeks though. Like NBA players are gonna be flying everywhere. Now, speaking of flying everywhere, the MLB and the Blue Jays.
We had a pretty decent week.
The Blue Jays' week was really decent. We had some really sketchy games though.
Look, a win's a win. But the one loss we got this week,
the one loss I don't even want to think about. Every time I look at the score, I cry. This is past Tuesday, June 16th. We beat the Red Sox 6-1. Davis Schneider, 2 for 4, home run. Springer, 2 for 3, home run, 3 RBIs. Dylan Cease? Yes, that is his first name. Yes. Cease, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 0 runs, 7 strikeouts, and a
the
win.
confusion. Dylan?
Look. I write my notes with just their last names because I'm confident they'll remember their first names. But then I said it, and it sounded too correct.
You literally sounded like the aunt that hasn't seen her like nephew for like ages. And
You are Chris.
Dylan? What's up there, auntie?
You got big.
Hey, look, he shaved the mustache. I don't know who he is anymore.
He's still heartbroken. Every time he sees him, he's like, just grow it back.
He had facial hair.
Him and Schneider were competing.
So good. Andres Jimenez went 2 for 4. Also had a home run.
You know, I'm gonna guess what happened.
Sure.
Dylan took a nap in the change room, and Schneider just went and
No. Schneider would not do that. No.
If they were competing,
No, Cease lost a bet to one of the coaches.
Has to be.
I guarantee it's got to be that pitching coach. The one who's always on the phone.
With the handlebars.
Yeah, with the handlebars.
Oh, yeah.
Cease definitely lost a bet to him. Goodness. Varland pitched 1 1/3 innings, allowed 1 hit, 0 runs, 3 strikeouts. Got another save. Now, interesting thing about this, though, the Red Sox have had a really rough season. They are struggling. And I don't think 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position for Boston is going to help them with that.
Hey, that's worse than Blue Jays last week, 1 for 10.
Yeah, it's okay. It gets better. This past Wednesday, June 17th, we beat the Red Sox again, 3-0. Andres Jimenez, 2 for 4. Had 3 stolen bases.
Boy was running.
Vladdy.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah. No, Speedy Jimenez. Vladdy went 2 for 4, 2 RBIs.
Is Vladdy finally
He's
warming back
he's
up?
got it. He's I feel like he's warming up like the same way that those hot packets that you put in your boots are during the winter are warming up. They're really slowly and they need a bit of friction.
Yeah, okay. Anyway,
For the Americans, you're not gonna understand that one.
No. So Vladdy went 2 for 4, 2 RBIs.
Yeah.
He's batting better. Varland, another great, close. 1 inning pitched. 0 hits, 0 runs, 3 strikeouts.
That's a
3 up, 3
efficient.
down. Boston, after going 1 for 12 with running in scoring position, they go 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position this game.
ay caramba.
They are having a time. But it's okay. The Blue Jays gave them the respect and the due diligence of a gentleman's sweep and win the series 3-0 by beating them in Game 3 4-3. Valenzuela goes 2 for 4 with an RBI and a double. Trey Savage, he pitches for 7 1/3 innings, allows 4 hits, 3 earned runs, but has 6 strikeouts. So solid outing.
Yep.
George Springer 2 for 4 with a double. Vladdy, he only went 1 for 4, but he got another home run. He might be warming up. Just maybe. And then we get to this past Friday.
I got you.
You got it? Because I'm going to start crying if I say this score again.
The Cubs have won 16-2. Springer went 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs, which was our only scores. This one sucked. On to Saturday.
Saturday, June 20th. We come back, we beat the Cubs 8-6. We tie the series up. Okamoto 1 for 3 had a home run. He had 3 RBIs. Vladdy 2 for 4. Not bad. He did get batted in twice. And Varsho 1 for 3 and 3 RBIs. 1 for 4 and 3 RBIs. Now, this past Sunday, which would have been Game 3 against the Cubs, did get postponed due to the weather. They will play a makeup game on August 6th.
Call that a win.
It's not a loss, so it's a win because there are no draws in baseball. Yesterday, Monday, 4-2 victory against the Houston Astros. Okamoto went 2 for 3, had a home run, a double, and a walk. Dylan Cease pitched for 5 2/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, but had 8 strikeouts.
Man, it's crazy.
Okamoto has been on a heater the last week or two.
I said at the beginning of the season, Okamoto going to be spicy.
He has cleaned up his defense. He is a genuine, slight positive third base defenseman. Or, on defense. And his batting is just getting better. It was already great.
Sanchez, Jimenez. Now let's talk about Jimenez for a second. Because you were trashing him last year.
Oh, I hated him last year.
Last year, you were like, we need to trade him, get rid of him, it's done. And this year, you're like, I love him so much.
He's so good. He's such a great shortstop, which he always was. But now he actually hits the ball. He doesn't bat 130.
Yeah.
He's close to 300? Or no, close to 250. Close to 250. He's got some power this year. Yeah. It's weird. Now, upcoming games for the Blue Jays. They had a game tonight against the Astros, and they will finish up the series tomorrow against the Astros. They play the
Texas
Rangers, yes. I was about to say the Texans,
no,
but I knew that was football. They will be playing the Texas Rangers in a 4-game series from the 25th through to the 28th.
Bring out the brooms.
And then, this is a good one. We have a 3-game series against Bo Bichette in the New York Mets.
Bo Bichette coming home,
and it ain't going to be warm.
Nah.
It ain't going to be welcoming.
I feel like Vladdy going to take it personally.
That is going to be June 29th, 30th, and July 1st.
I feel Bichette coming back home on Canada Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Vladdy going to be like, home run.
Vladdy going to hit a grand slam in his face. I swear.
A cycle grand slam.
Cycle from Vlad. Do you think Vladdy could run out a triple? Do you think? I don't know if he could. I think Vladdy's got the power for this thing. I don't think he can run out a triple.
Hey, I'm just saying, if the ball hits the wall at a certain angle where it goes and no one goes to get it.
That's true. That's true. Now, to finish off the MLB information and stats and whatnot, our not so favorite part, the injury list.
Okay, but hear me out. I only see 6 names.
Not half the roster.
To be fair, there are only 6 names on here, and one of them isn't even injured anymore. So Shane Bieber, he's back.
Woo!
He started today.
Woo!
Yimi Garcia, and I haven't written down this time what their injuries are because I cannot trust myself to remember. So Yimi Garcia, he is in rehab from his right elbow surgery. Unfortunately for him, his rehab has been put on pause because he felt soreness in that elbow during his last rehab assignment. So the current plan is that he will consult with team doctors. So his return timeline is to be determined. Addison Barger with right elbow inflammation. They're saying he could begin his rehab assignment June 25th and are thinking he could return to the lineup early July.
Here's my issue with not having him on the right field right now, or left field.
Right field.
Right field?
Yeah, because it's from the batter's perspective.
Yeah. We are missing a cannon of an arm that can send it from the corner of the outfield to home plate with precision at Mac Jesus.
Jesus. Well, all jokes aside, having him out there in right field makes runners have to actually think about going all the way home.
Yeah.
And right now, we don't have that threat. So
No.
teams are just running through third and getting to home, regardless of if they would have made it or not, right? Max Scherzer, unfortunately, is out again due to back spasms. Now, mind you, as much as I love the guy, we don't need him in for pitching right now. He did throw a bullpen session yesterday, and they're thinking about a potential early July return. Lenine Sosa, who's been out for a while now.
It's Lennon.
Lenine.
It's Lennon.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Sosa, he's out with a right wrist contusion. So the x-rays were not friendly. He did begin his rehab assignment yesterday, and they're hoping for an early July return. And the last one, Anthony Santander.
Okay.
Which is a name that Blue Jays fans have heard a lot of over the last year and a half, but have not seen a whole lot of.
I read an article on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was such a power hitter in Baltimore, and plate discipline was through the roof. Power hitting was through the roof. He has contact hitting. He has speed. There's so many teams that forget that we have this guy, that when he's back, yikes.
Here's my thing. I don't know what kind of a defender he is. So I'm assuming that when he's back, he's getting put into that DH spot. What do we do with Springer?
Outfield.
But where?
Center.
Varsho.
Left.
I guess we could put him in left.
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever. So Santander, left shoulder labral surgery is what he's recovering from right now. He is to begin hitting in the next couple of weeks. So not rehab assignment, but he's getting back out on the field in the next few weeks. There is a chance he comes back this season
for playoffs. Bam!
Yeah,
Secret weapon.
No, that is what it says on the report. They are hopeful that he could come back as an end of season, essentially.
Well, we got to get over 500.
The 500 mark is really eluding us. We got to actually make it to the postseason first of all. But Bieber's back, Kirk's back, Vladdy might be warming up. A lot of our sort of bottom of the not rotation, but sort of bottom of the order guys have been playing very well and they've been standing strong. They've been holding the guard. We just need our top guys to be our top guys.
Yep.
Now, moving on to the MLR. Championship weekend was this past weekend. They played the championship on the 21st,
Let
which
me
was
guess.
Sunday.
The Hounds won.
Yeah, the Hounds won. I guess this whole season could have been an email. It genuinely could have. The Hounds win 35-17.
At least it wasn't like a proper
It
blowout.
was close. The Hounds
Undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated through the whole year. It was 4-2 in tries for the Hounds, 3-2 in conversions, 3-1 in penalties, like penalty goals. The meters made, so I think this is more sort of like how far they got the ball after initial contact, was 354 to 317 in favor of the Hounds. So fairly close. The total carry distance was actually in favor of the California Legion, 751 to 539.
They carried 200 more than
200 more meters.
They just couldn't finish.
So
either they couldn't finish scoring or the Hounds defense is just that good.
Well, you have to take into account that the meters that you carried also takes into account for how far you threw back the ball on that pass, and then the distance you make back up from where you catch that back to sort of the quote unquote line of scrimmage gets taken into account.
Okay.
So this number's probably slightly overinflated. They, just more.
They moved the
passes.
ball around.
Yeah, more back passes, and just like they just sort of like got those numbers, bringing it back forward.
So it's like 50,
Basically.
50.
So like
Yeah.
in terms of sort of like how far they actually made it, the number that really counts is that meters made.
Yeah.
But even that was close.
Yeah.
It was within 40 meters. But yeah, Chicago Hounds, an undefeated season, and they are the 2026 champions.
Wait, you said meters made.
Yeah.
They're using the metric system?
Yes, rugby uses the metric system.
In America?
Yes. Rugby as a sport uses the metric
Well,
system.
yeah.
So, they're keeping it. Now, I'm going to have to hold myself back just a little bit for this, because my boys, the Mamba, are not only not a bad team, they're a decent team.
I was telling
Some might even say slightly good.
they got ranked 4th in power ranking right now. And
Yeah.
and let me tell you, and I told this to Chris, I was like, I was happy to cover them, but when it was 1-4, I was a little skeptical of a actual winning season. And this guy went, hold my beer, probably chatted with some Mamba manager over here, and now we're 5-1 in the last 6.
he went to a game.
I was to that same game.
The Mamba started the season 0-4, won a game, 1-4, lost the game, 1-5, and have gone on a 5-game win streak since.
Damn.
And the games from this past week, one was close, the other was not. The Mamba entered this week at 4-5. They come out of this week 6-5. June 19th, they played the Niagara River Lions. And this was a beating. This was a punishment.
At one point, me and you thought of making a post on our Instagram about this.
And quite frankly, we should have. The Mamba beat the River Lions 104-77. Tavian Dunmartin had 25 points and 10 assists. Jaden Bediako had 26 points and 9 rebounds. The Mamba set the target score at 102 when it was 93-71. Not only did the Mamba set the target score when they were up by 22 points,
Got maximum score.
they scored more than the River Lions did in that target score time. And then, like you said, they maxed it out. They needed 1 point, and they got 3.
Yeah.
David Dunmartin hits the game-winning 3-pointer.
Well, when you have such a cushion, going for a 3-pointer is just no-brainer.
You go for the open shot that you think you can make to end the game, right? And they ended the game. Now, the game of the week, though, out of the two, June 21st, the rematch against the Ottawa Blackjacks.
This was Ottawa's chance of being like, look, that comeback that you guys surmounted last time will not happen again.
We win again, 101-98.
Yep.
Very close game. Again, Tavian Jones had 36 points
He's
to go with 3 steals.
so we have a Tavian Jones and a Tavian
Dunmartin, yeah. The Tavians are taking over. They're Tavian over. Jalen Williams had 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. Ottawa set the target score this game. I'm sorry, I want to finish my sentence, but apparently my joke just caught Miggy so off guard. He's rocking in his chair.
So Jay, remember when I said that we had a comeback win against these guys last time, and this was the one game that they were like, "Hey, that's not gonna happen again." Yeah, Chris hit him with it.
Ottawa set the target score at 101 when it was 92 to 85.
All right.
So in both Mamba versus Blackjack games, the Blackjacks set the target score. The Mamba would then go on to beat them in target score time.
Therefore, my statement at the game still remains that the Mamba is a fourth quarter team.
And you want to know who hit the game-winning shot? It was Tavian Dunmartin with another 3.
I'm gonna start calling him Tavian Winmartin.
The craziest thing to me, the craziest thing to me is that, so in this game, both teams were at 98, 3 points away from the win.
Yeah.
We hit exactly a 3 to win.
Yeah.
The previous game where you and I went to, both teams were tied. I think it was at 94. Both teams needed a 2-pointer to win, and we get the 2-pointer.
Yeah.
Just 1 bucket away each time. Tie game, we get the exact thing we need.
Yeah.
Just
crazy.
Good stuff. So again, the Mamba are up to 6-5 now. Their upcoming schedule is a back-to-back, but not like back-to-back days. But they are playing the same team twice this week.
Oh, okay. So team-wise, it's a back.
Team-wise, back-to-back. They are playing the Edmonton Stingers on the 24th in Saskatoon, and then on the 28th in Edmonton.
Okay.
The Edmonton Stingers enter this week 3-7. So they're looking to gain some ground. But I feel like the Mamba, at worst, come out of this week 1-1. Now, I'm going to calm down a bit. What am I talking about? The Saskatoon Berries, our other hometown team. They had a rough week.
But they didn't have a rough week due to score and games. They had a rough week because 2 of their games got postponed.
Yes. They had 6 scheduled games this week, and they only played 4.
Yeah.
June 16th, it was a 6-0 loss against Regina, so that doesn't feel good. June 17th, they were supposed to play Moose Jaw, but that game has been postponed to July 3rd.
Okay.
June 18th, they lose 10-7 against Weyburn. So
tough start of the week.
Tough losses. They turn around though. June 19th, 12-1 destruction of Regina.
They just showed Regina that we're just the better town, and the 6-0 was nothing.
Look, they said that fun rhymes with Regina, and we said no. This is what fun looks like. June 20-
You might have fun, but we got cartoon in Saskatoon here.
June 21st, it was supposed to be against Swift Current, but that game has been postponed. The date is still to be determined. And then to end off the week, June 22nd, so yesterday, we beat Moose Jaw 7-5. So 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 postpones. I think that is about as close as you can get to 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses in baseball.
Want to talk about close? Let's go to the...
Hey, easy now. You'll
man.
get there. It's just the Berries schedule this week, and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
This next week, we have a proper back-to-back against Medicine Hat.
Okay.
June 23rd and 24th in Medicine Hat.
Okay.
June 26th, it's at Weyburn. Then we come back home June 27th against Weyburn. So also a back-to-back. We just come back. Yeah, back-to-back, come back. And then the 28th, we are against Moose Jaw.
All right.
Now, because Miggy has so generously shown his excitement, what's next?
Hey, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you the
You
most
like close scores?
average week ever.
I hate you. I really hate you.
So
What are these scores?
the CPLs obviously are keep playing during this FIFA
FIFA.
World Cup due
Yeah.
to the fact that they're smaller, and I'm pretty sure they play on university fields anyways. So Halifax versus Vancouver, 1-1. Ottawa versus Toronto, 1-1. Montreal versus Calgary, 1-1.
So does nobody want to win?
Everybody wanted points.
Remember how we
The
said
table didn't change this.
Remember how we said that Canada's group in the FIFA World Cup was the friendship group? This is the friendship league.
Look, everybody liked their standing in the table. Nobody wanted to change it.
I guess.
There was really nothing. I looked at the scores myself and was like, oh, Chris and I are gonna like this.
Look, I know I'm the blowout guy, but like, what do you mean? 1-1.
And I looked twice, like I refreshed my page twice, and I was like, yeah, you ain't gonna like this. Now, here are the games coming up next week, or this coming week. On the 25th, Montreal will play against Ottawa. On the 27th, Calgary will play against Halifax. And the 28th, Vancouver will play against Toronto. On the National Women's Soccer League, they're still kind of on break till the 3rd.
That's about it.
Yeah,
for North
that's,
American.
That's about it. Everything else will slowly start catching back up. And we'll get to a point where all leagues are up and running again once FIFA's over.
Well, like we're hitting the summer months, which weirdly enough is the time of year where a lot of Canadian and North American sports kind of just
Take a break.
yeah.
Well, even like EPL is off, IPL is off, your rugby's all.
My rugby's all over the place.
Yeah.
Man. Which I'll get more into next episode in our international episode this week, but. No, the sports summer break is coming pretty quickly, and I, for one, am not too excited about it, but it has to happen.
Yeah. Now, I got the discussion.
You know what? Sure. I like talking. I
It's not
have
for
the
you.
water. Oh, it's not for... Why am I here then?
It's for Jay.
Oh, Lord.
We let him talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay.
You understand soccer or
Mhm.
football just as much as I do.
Uh-huh.
In your opinion,
Yeah.
what is the best formation for a more offensive team? And what's the best formation for a more defensive team?
For defensive, I would say 4-3-2-1.
Okay.
And for offensive, I would say 4-2-3-1.
So it's just a difference of where you put your midfielders and
Yeah.
your center back.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so here's my other question.
Uh-huh.
What's more important, a good goalie or a good defensive line? Which, like, in your opinion, because I've asked a couple of people and, like, I've got different answers, right?
Yeah.
But in your opinion, and Chris, if you feel left out, buddy, you can pitch in.
No, this isn't my discussion to discuss.
Now you got him pouting.
Yeah. Do you feel like the defensive line is more important than the goalie, or the goalie is more important than the defensive line?
In my opinion, if your goalie has a high number of saves, you are failing as a team manager.
Because you're overworking your goalie.
Exactly. Your goalie should only have to make maybe 5 saves a game. Your D-line should be it's his backbone.
Yeah.
Like, yes, your goalie's there to be like the final line of defense, but he's the final line of defense. The final line of defense should barely be reached.
I'm going to add an interesting wrinkle into
Yeah.
my answer here. So, I think...
you don't even have an answer. You have to start to have an answer before.
Yeah,
you
well, give me a second here. So, well, here's my answer. Ungrateful. I think that the required strength of your goalie or defensive line is actually proportionally important to the skill level that you're playing at. I feel like the higher you get in skill level, the more solid your defensive line needs to be. Because you are very right, Jay. If a team's getting 15 shots on goal in a game, your team's just, it's not
Like, where is your D-line?
Yeah, like what are you doing? But I feel like the lower you get in skill, the more you can kind of give up your
defensive
line for
with the
just a
goalie.
good goalie.
Yeah.
Now, right at the top level, I think you're right. I think it's just if you have a solid D line to the point where the other team just doesn't get a shot on net, then you don't need a goalie.
Exactly.
Right? Like a defensive line, in theory, doesn't need a goalie, but a goalie needs a defensive line no matter what.
Like, I will give you an example of 2014 Real Madrid. They won the La Liga, they won the Champions League, they won the Europa League. They won everything that year. Their D line was Marcelo, Pepe, Varane, and Sergio Ramos.
Okay.
4 legendary names in the defensive line. Their goalie, Iker Casillas. The best, the greatest of all time goalies.
Okay.
So they had an insane D line, but they also had essentially the best in slot goalkeeper.
So they had a mix of both.
They had a mix of both.
Or they had both.
They had both. But that team, okay, I think I went a little ahead in my thought of explaining that team's defensive line, because my opinion on that was going to be that that team's offensive line was so good, the ball barely made it back into their half.
Well, man's talking the defensive line like, yeah, there's the wall.
Okay. So
they were allowed to have like a little lower tier of a defensive line than their goalie.
Okay, so here's my follow-up question.
Yeah.
If that's the case, is it more important to have a better midfield?
Better midfield, I think, is the most important part.
It's just the most important part.
It's the one that connects your defense to your offense.
Yeah, and you gotta think too. Those are usually the fittest guys.
Those are the guys that run like
better-
20 kilometers.
Yeah, they have the cardio, they have the stamina, they have the fitness. Those are your guys that just run.
Yeah.
Like they run probably, like Jay says, like 20 kilometers a game. It's insane. Like if there's a rush, they're running behind to add back support. If the team starts going the other way, they're already booking it the other way to add support for defense. It's a very tiring position being midfielder.
I feel like you're speaking from experience here, the way you said that.
See, I'm kind of an anomaly because I've been playing soccer since I'm 6, and I still play to this day. I play recreational because I'm no pro. And I played goalie for probably 9 of those years, and I played it when I was older. And my dad, like, the minute he saw I wanted to be a goalie, and like I showed like promise in his eyes, he was like, academy. So the number of like soccer balls to the face I got,
Makes sense.
Yeah,
that answers a lot of questions.
Yeah, like I got one. I was sure I busted my nose because like I got it and then it was like bleeding, and I was like, dude, you're 8. I was 11. But then now I play more midfielder. I know you guys haven't seen me play.
I can imagine it. I've seen you play ball hockey.
Yeah, fair. But I play. My team calls it like a sweeper position. Jay would understand. It's the guy between midfielders and defensemen.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're defensive midfielder,
basically, or offensive defenseman. Like
yeah.
The
drop back.
The position you're looking for is CMF.
Yeah.
Center midfield.
Yeah.
Basically, so like, I joined the rush, but I don't really go past the halfway line.
Yeah. You're
there to look scary.
Yeah.
You join the rush enough that you get the rest of the rush.
Like, they start running towards me, and I'm just like, oh, and they go.
Yeah, because you are so scary. Okay, Luigi. Thank you for that very animated representation of what happens on the soccer pitch.
I try, I try.
Now, before we embarrass ourselves any further, do we have anything else we'd like to add?
I'm good.
I think it's time to send the audience off for the night, boys, and we will see you in the international episode.